The Arizona Cardinals go on the road to face their NFC West division rival Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. Seattle is currently installed as a 10-point favorite in this game on BETDAQ. 36 is the total. Now, if you're like me, when you first saw this number, it really caught your eye just how big it was. A 10-point number for the Seattle Seahawks, a team that is very conservative on offense. Seattle only averages 20 points a game this season, and Arizona's already beaten Seattle this year. Now, that was way back in Week 1. A lot has changed since then, but still, the Cardinals did beat the Seahawks. The Cardinals do have a good defense, and as we mentioned, Seattle not a high-scoring team, so a double-digit number here. But the more and more I look at this game and the more and more I think about it, I think this number is justified, and I think Seattle's probably going to cover the number because Arizona is just so bad right now. I'm not breaking any news. They've lost 8 straight games, lost 7-6 to the New York Jets last week. Their offense, I mean, what else can you say? Last in the league in total offense, last in the league in points scored. They only average 15.5 points per game. The only reason they're not last in the league in passing offense is because Ryan Lindley's only been playing for a couple of weeks. Ryan Lindley, of course, the rookie from San Diego State, took over for the benched John Skelton after Kevin Cobb hurt himself after 4 games of the season. I mean, after 4 games, it was all looking great for Arizona. They were 4-0. They looked very much like the Seattle Seahawks looked then and still look now, like a team with a really good defense who can run the football and wins games close, but wins games nonetheless. That is the formula Seattle has been using, a dominating defense, 3rd in the NFL in points allowed, 4th in total defense. Seattle is especially good at home. They're 5-0 at home this season. They've covered every game, so again, even though at first you say, ooh, a double-digit number, tough to cover double-digit numbers in the NFL, period, especially against division opponents, especially when you're dealing with an offense that doesn't score that much in the Seattle Seahawks. But I'm just not sure how Arizona's going to score at all. And obviously I'm not alone because when you see a total as low as 36 and a spread as high as 10, do the math and you think what the odds, and you know what the odds makers think of the Arizona Cardinals offense. Now, Seattle does have their starting cornerback, Brandon Browner, suspended for this game. Remember, Browner and fellow starting cornerback Richard Sherman were suspended last week for performance-enhancing drugs. They were suspended 4 games. Now, of course, they can still play while the appeals process is ongoing, but Browner wanted to start his suspension this week, so he'll be ready for their first playoff game if indeed the Seattle Seahawks do make the playoffs. And at 7-5 right now, they're tied for the final wild card spot in the NFC. So actually, they're all alone. They're all alone in the final wild card spot in the NFC, a game ahead of a couple of teams. So this is a crucial game this Sunday for the Seahawks. Again, Browner will be down for 4 games. Sherman is still appealing. He has a hearing set for next week, so Richard Sherman will be playing in this game, which means unless his appeal is successful, and we know in the NFL, since Roger Goodell is sort of the judge and jury, he's the one who hands down the punishment, and then he's the one who hears the appeals. Appeals are not often successful, which means Sherman will be out for at least 1 playoff game, assuming the Seahawks do make the playoffs. But you know what? I don't care if Brandon Browner's out or Richard Sherman or Marcus Trufant or all of Seattle's cornerbacks. Arizona cannot throw the football, so it just doesn't matter in this game. I don't think that Brandon Browner's going to be down. I like Seattle here. I'd be very surprised if they lost the game, and I think they're going to cover. They're playing better and better. Arizona does have a good defense, but the weakness of that Arizona defense is the run defense. 24th in the league against the run. They're allowing 130 rush yards per game. And that's bad news when you're going up against the Seahawks because they have one of the best run blocking offensive lines in the game. Marshawn Lynch has been getting it done all year. Seattle likes to run the ball, so they're going to attack the weak spot of that Arizona defense. I think they're going to have a lot of success. I don't think Arizona's going to score hardly at all. I like Seattle -10 in this ballgame.